everyone. This is Lety. Welcome back to our quiet little corner. Take a deep breath, let it out slowly, and just be here for a moment. I know, life can feel a little heavy sometimes, and we often rush through the days without noticing the small things that keep us human. So tonight, or today, depending on when you're listening, I want to talk to you about something that might seem simple, but I believe it's one of the deepest powers we have: kindness. You see, in a world that celebrates success, that rewards loudness, that chases recognition, kindness often feels like a forgotten language. It's quiet, it's slow, it doesn't always get noticed. But it's the one thing that keeps the world from falling apart. There are people who walk through life softly. They don't make a lot of noise, they don't fight for attention. But when they pass by, something in the air changes. They bring calm. They make others feel safe. They make space for others to breathe. I've met a few people like that. And every time I do, I feel grateful. Because they remind me that it's possible to be strong without being hard, to be confident without being loud, and to be kind without losing yourself. Maybe you've met someone like that too. Someone who listens with their whole heart. Someone who remembers your name, who asks how you really are and means it. Kindness doesn't need a reason. It doesn't ask for credit. It simply shows up quietly, gently, constantly. And yet, being kind isn't always easy. Sometimes it hurts because kindness doesn't protect you from disappointment. It just helps you face it with grace. We've all had moments where we gave too much or cared too deeply and didn't get the same energy back. And it hurts because we expect that kindness will come back to us. But the truth is, kindness isn't a trade. It's a gift. You don't give it because others deserve it. You give it because it's who you are, because it's how you want to show up in the world. Be kind anyway, even when it feels one-sided, even when people misunderstand you, even when it would be easier to shut down. Because every act of kindness plants a seed somewhere, and sometimes it takes a long time for that seed to bloom. But it always does in some way, in someone, somewhere. I think the strongest people I've ever met are the gentle ones. Not because they never feel anger or pain, but because they don't let those feelings control their actions. They feel deeply. They hurt deeply, but they choose to stay soft. That's real strength, the quiet kind. And maybe that's something we've all been missing. We live in a time where people are quick to react, to fight, to cancel, but slow to understand, slow to forgive, slow to see the human behind the mistake. Kindness doesn't mean you have to agree with everyone. It doesn't mean you have to accept what's wrong. It just means you choose not to add more cruelty to the world. Sometimes kindness is not about doing more, but about stopping yourself from doing harm. It's about choosing silence over sarcasm, and patience over pride, presence over judgment. And I think that's one of the hardest lessons in life, because ego loves to win, but kindness doesn't care about winning. It cares about peace. I once read something beautiful. It said, "The people who make you feel calm are the people you should keep close." And I believe that because peace is the new luxury and kindness is the currency that buys it. We often think of kindness as something soft, but if you look closely, it's the foundation of everything that lasts. Relationships built on kindness survive storms. Work built on kindness inspires loyalty. And a heart guided by kindness always finds its way home. Sometimes we think we need to be impressive to be loved, but people don't remember your perfection. They remember how you made them feel. They remember the warmth in your voice, the patience in your tone, the way you made space for their fears without judgment. That's the quiet strength of kindness. It doesn't demand applause, but it leaves echoes in people's hearts. When I think about kindness, I also think about humility, because truly kind people never need to announce it. They don't say, "I'm being kind." They just are. They see what needs to be done and they do it. They pick up the trash on the street, not because someone told them to, but because they care. They listen when someone needs to vent, not because it's convenient, but because they know how heavy silence can be. They say thank you. They say sorry. They notice the small things, and those small things, they add up. They create an energy that makes the world gentler. I think that's why kindness always starts at home, not just the house you live in, but the home inside you. If you don't know how to be kind to yourself, it's hard to offer real kindness to others. So start there. Start with the way you talk to yourself. Start with the way you forgive yourself. Start with the way you allow yourself to rest. Because when you treat yourself with tenderness, you begin to understand what true kindness feels like. And from that place, you can give it freely. Kindness without self-kindness often turns into exhaustion. You start to give from emptiness, hoping to earn love in return. But real kindness comes from fullness, from peace, from understanding that love is not a reward, it's a state of being. And that's why being kind is not weakness, it's wisdom. You learn that being right doesn't matter if you hurt someone in the process. You learn that listening sometimes means more than fixing. You learn that silence can be louder than words. The more you practice kindness, the more you realize how rare it is, not because people are bad, but because everyone is tired, everyone is protecting themselves, everyone is trying to survive. So when you choose to be kind, you're giving the world something it desperately needs: safety, warmth, hope. There's a kind of kindness that doesn't look like kindness on the surface. It's setting a boundary, saying no when you need to, walking away from what hurts you, because you understand that true kindness can't grow. Where resentment lives, kindness and strength walk together. Always, and yet, no matter how kind you are, there will be people who don't see it, who misunderstand your silence, who take your softness as weakness. That's okay. You don't need to convince them. You just need to keep being yourself, because the right people will feel your energy even in your quiet. There's something unshakable about kind souls. They bend, but they don't break. They fall, but they rise softer, wiser, truer. And I think we all have that inside us. Even if we forget sometimes, the world can make us hard. It can teach us to hide our hearts behind sarcasm, to protect ourselves by not caring too much. But that's not who we truly are. Underneath the layers of defense, we're all just humans who want to be seen, understood, loved. So maybe being kind is not about changing others, but about remembering who we are. When you hold the door open, when you smile at a stranger, when you forgive quietly, you're not just being polite. You're reminding the world that softness still exists. And I think that's what makes kindness powerful. It's not loud, but it lasts. It's not perfect, but it heals. So tonight, before you go to bed, maybe think about the kindest person you know. What is it about them that makes you feel safe? Is it the way they listen? The way they never make you feel small? The way they let you be yourself without needing to fix you, and then ask yourself, can I be that for someone else? Because that's how kindness moves forward. One heart at a time. Maybe you'll never know how far your kindness travels, but I promise you, it always finds its way back, sometimes in unexpected ways, sometimes in quiet blessings. So, if you're tired and you feel invisible, remember this. Your kindness is never wasted. It's shaping the world in ways you can't see. Be kind anyway, even when it's hard. Even when it's lonely, even when it feels like no one cares, because one day someone will think of you. And smile softly and whisper, I'm glad they existed. And maybe that's what it means to live a good life, not to be admired, but to be remembered kindly. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing this quiet space with me. You could be anywhere right now, but you chose to be here, to slow down, to listen, to reconnect. And I'm deeply grateful for that. As you go about your day or night, remember to breathe, remember to soften, and remember you never lose by being kind. This is Lety, and this is your gentle reminder that you're quiet. Strength matters. Your kindness matters. You matter. Until next time, stay kind, stay gentle, and always be kind anyway.